Hi friends, this video is about how to expedite your immigration case in 2022. My name is Marina Shepelsky. I'm an immigration lawyer and the founder of Shepelsky Law Group, a group of immigration attorneys and legal experts who help people become U.S. citizens, get green cards legalized in the United States. The laws have changed so much in the last 2 or 3 years. When Trump was in power, they were changing every day. Then he left. We had to go back. A lot of, things were canceled. New things were implemented. Now we have the new Secretary of Department of Homeland Security, and we have a new Director of USCIS. So things are looking up. That's the good news. There are ways to expedite cases depending on what kind of a case you have. First of all, if you have an asylum case, I have not such great news for you. It's really hard to expedite your asylum scheduling of the interview. Many people have filed in like 2016, 2017, 18, and they still have not been called for an interview, right? So people are always asking me, Marina, I've been waiting 5, 6 years, 3 years, 4 years, and nothing is happening with my asylum case. I got my work permit, my social. How can I move it along? Where this whole system is so overwhelmed right now. There's a policy in place where people who are applying for asylum now, today, new applicants are going right on top of the line and ahead of everyone else. And those people have to be scheduled within like 30 to 60 days for an interview. So everyone who's been waiting for years and years keeps getting pushed down and down and down the line. Imagine the line being like this kind of list of people, right? So what to do? Well, if you have a humanitarian or like an urgent situation, if you have a doctor's letter or a psychologist or a psychiatrist letter that says that your health is suffering because of this wait, somebody in your family is truly suffering because of this wait, and it's a truly humanitarian situation, not that you're like tired of waiting, because pretty much everybody who is waiting with you is tired of waiting. Even the lawyers are really tired of waiting, right? We want to move things along too. But this is for those extraordinary situations where like you're, God forbid, but some people are feeling like suicidal, they're afraid something is happening with their children or their, parents in the home country, something that's really out of the ordinary and makes your situation uniquely bad, worse than everyone else. If you can document it, if you have doctors and medical letters or a psychiatrist or psychologist letter, you can write a request to USCIS to expedite your asylum interview scheduling. It's possible. We've done it. It happens, but it has to be a truly outstanding situation and you have to prove it with paperwork. Just because you say so doesn't mean it's going to work. Also, be prepared that they will call you for an interview possibly next week, or maybe not, next month, or nothing will happen at all and they will completely ignore your request. All of these are possible and I want you to be prepared for this outcome. If you are already in immigration court and your immigration trial, which is called the individual hearing or the merits hearing, or even your master calendar hearing is set too far in the future. And again, you have an outstanding situation that I just described. Somebody is dying in the home country, somebody's sick, you need to get this done right now. There is a way to make a motion to your judge. Your lawyer can write a petition. It's called a motion. We ask the court, we move the court, we ask them to do something. That's called a motion. We write a motion to the immigration judge explaining your situation, giving them proofs, evidence of your urgent humanitarian situation and asking them to move up your date to a much closer date. It's called a motion to advance or motion to expedite, whatever you call it. It doesn't matter for you guys. Your lawyer is the one who usually does this work, and you need to get in touch with them and give them the factual stuff, like you have to explain the situation and paperwork to move the judge, to get the judge to advance your hearing, to move your hearing to a much closer date. Again, we have successfully done this over and over again, so it's possible and you can do it. Now, with family petitions, I-130s, if you are in the immediate relative category, Meaning, you're a parent of a U.S. citizen, you're a spouse of a U.S. citizen, or you're writing for a child of a U.S. citizen under 21, and again, something urgent is happening and you need to expedite, you call USCIS, or you can chat through the Emma bot on the USCIS customer service line, and you request expedite. And you say, I request to expedite my case. You can request to expedite your work permit, your work authorization. Right now, the most obvious reason that they have on their website is if you are in the healthcare industry. If you work with medicine or anything that has to do with health, you can definitely expedite because of COVID. They're, giving benefits to people who are in healthcare. So if you're in the healthcare, you make a request to expedite and you tell them you are in healthcare. They may ask you to send them proof of this, and they will tell you how to do it. You can mail it by regular mail, and they'll tell you where, or you can do it through the Emma bot, or you could just tell them on the phone, whatever. They will provide you the instructions. You have to start with a phone call to USCIS. If you have other humanitarian reasons, again, why you need to work, like if you're going to lose your job, and you get a letter from your job saying if you don't get a new work permit or a renewed work permit, they will fire you. If it's going to be like bad for the company that you're going to be fired, because of having no work permit, because it's taking so long, that's another reason where you can request to expedite your work authorization. And again, if you need to work for like health reasons, like your family, somebody's sick, you're the only breadwinner, and again, you need to document all this, and you need to have proof, you can request to expedite your work authorization. If your family petition is not an immediate relative category, like brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, children over 21 of green card holders or U.S. citizens, married children of U.S. citizens, they will not expedite for you. It's very rare. And again, somebody has to be dying or something like that has to be happening to expedite. Although that procedure exists, in reality, they almost never expedite the non-immediate relative categories. VAWA, we work a lot with people who are in bad marriages with U.S. citizens, or they're immigrants or victims of U.S. citizen kids who are abusing them over 21. That takes 3 years right now, approximately, right? Is there a way to expedite VAWA? Again, I always come back to this. If you can document some humanitarian situation that makes you different from everyone else, that having the status with a work permit, and many people have advanced parole, which means you can travel and come back, and still it's not enough and you need to be expedited to get the green card, that's going to be tough to prove. You can request expediting. It works sometimes and it doesn't work other times. Maybe if you don't have the work authorization or something like that, we can at least make that argument that you'll need it. But super hard to expedite VAWA if you have the advanced parole and the work permit and everything else. Non-immigrant visas, right? There's a premium processing form. You pay extra, and if you're getting the H1 or the O1 or the P1 type visas or the L1, you can pay and get the results in 15 business days. The exception to that is if they need other evidence. So if they will tell you within 15 days that they need something else, but now it's not going to be expedited. Now it's going to take almost the same time as everyone else. That's all I can think of right now, and that's all I've prepared for today. If you guys have any questions about your immigration cases, schedule a consultation with our team. I will not be the one who's going to do your consultation because at this point I have so very little time left to do that, but we have a bunch of lawyers who are so happy and prepared and specialized in the kind of situation that you have, because we schedule people according to their specialty, their narrow expertise, right? So if you call us and you need asylum, you will talk to a couple of lawyers who do that mostly. If you want to talk about VAWA, we'll have you speak to someone else. If you're calling about expediting, we have somebody else that can help you. We have a great team of people who are wanting and needing, and their lives are all about changing your guys' life. Immigrants legalizing, becoming your citizens, becoming part of this society in a real way, without fear. So give us a call. We'll be happy to help. Bye-bye.